What's up? I'm Lily. Revenge Crown brings you the stories that keep you hooked. If that sounds good, smash subscribe and let's go. As champagne flowed. Mom declared the investment account they gave you will benefit everyone now. My sister raised her glass. Stop being greedy. It's just stocks. My wife's expression turned unreadable as she pulled out her phone and tapped the screen 3 times. She turned it toward my mother with a calm smile. Transfer complete, said pleasantly. The entire portfolio, all $340,000, just moved to our joint brokerage account, with 2-factor authentication. You'll need both our fingerprints and passwords to access it. Mom's champagne glass stopped halfway to her lips. You can't do that. I just did, Rachel replied. Her voice was steady, professional. She was a corporate attorney, and it showed. The account was in David's name with me as co-owner. We have full discretion over all assets. My sister Melissa slammed her glass down. That money was supposed to help the family. The money was a graduation gift to David from his parents, Rachel said. Given to him 8 years ago when he finished his MBA. It's grown from $180,000 to $340,000 through careful management. It belongs to us. Only us. After everything this family has done for David, Mom started. Let's talk about that, I said quietly. I'd been silent until now, watching Rachel handle this with the precision of a surgeon. But some things needed to be said. What exactly has this family done for me? Mom's face reddened. I raised you. You raised me and then spent 20 years comparing me to Melissa, I interrupted. You told everyone who'd listen that she was the successful one, the smart one, the one who'd make something of herself. That's not fair. Melissa got a full ride to college, I continued. I got a part-time job in student loans. Melissa got a car for graduation. I got a handshake. Melissa got $10,000 to start her business. I got advice to work harder. The reception hall had gone quiet. 200 guests, all watching this unfold. And now, I said, my voice still calm, now that I have something of value, something my in-laws gave me, not you, suddenly it's family money. Suddenly we're supposed to share. Your sister's business is failing, Mom hissed. She needs capital. Melissa's third business is failing, Rachel corrected. She'd pulled up something on her phone. The bakery closed in 2019 after 18 months. The boutique closed in 2021 after 11 months. Now the marketing consultancy is failing after 14 months. That's $47,000 in startup capital from your mother, David. All gone. How do you know that? Melissa demanded. Because Mom called David's father last month asking about family investment opportunities, Rachel said. Richard recorded the conversation. She explicitly mentioned Melissa's businesses and suggested the investment portfolio could help everyone succeed. My father-in-law Richard stood up from his table. He was a retired investment banker, silver-haired and imposing. I did indeed receive that call. I explained that the portfolio was David's separate property, established before his marriage and maintained independently. I declined to discuss it further, so you called my wedding planner instead, Rachel added, looking at Mom. Asked her to add you to the program for a special announcement. When she asked what kind, you said it was a surprise family gift. Mom's face had gone from red to white. I just thought you could publicly announce a redistribution of assets and pressure us into compliance, Rachel said. In front of 200 witnesses. Bank on us being too polite to make a scene. You're making a scene right now, Melissa snapped. No, I said. You made the scene. We're just refusing to be victims of it. Richard's wife, Patricia, appeared beside Rachel. She handed Rachel a folder. These are the account statements, the gift documentation, and the transfer confirmations. Everything's been moved to an account with enhanced security. We've also prepared cease and desist letters for both Margaret and Melissa Chan. Cease and desist? Mom's voice cracked. You're threatening your own family? We're protecting our assets from people who think emotional manipulation equals ownership, Patricia said. Her voice was kind but firm. Rachel and David are starting their lives together. That portfolio is their safety net, their children's education fund, their retirement security. It's not venture capital for failed businesses. This is insane, Melissa said. She looked around the room for support. A few relatives looked uncomfortable, but most were watching with obvious interest. My Uncle Tom stood up. Margaret, you told me David was donating the investment money to help Melissa. That's not what's happening here. I said we were working on a family investment strategy, Mom protested. You said David was giving Melissa the money, Uncle Tom said flatly. I asked if he knew, and you said it was a surprise. I thought you meant a nice surprise. More relatives started murmuring. My Aunt Joyce pulled out her phone, clearly checking facts. We're going to finish our reception now, Rachel said, taking my hand, without further discussion of our private finances. If anyone has questions about what just happened, Richard and Patricia have prepared a family statement that explains the situation clearly. She handed the microphone back to the DJ. Can we have our first dance, please? The music started. Rachel and I walked to the dance floor. Behind us, I heard Mom's voice rising, Melissa joining in. I didn't look back. You okay? Rachel whispered as we began to dance. I'm perfect, I said. And I meant it. We left for our honeymoon in Japan the next morning. Before we boarded, I turned my phone back on to grab our boarding passes. 53 messages loaded. Mom, you humiliated me in front of everyone. Melissa, I can't believe you're choosing money over family. Mom, call me immediately. We need to fix this. Melissa, fine. Let your sister lose everything. Hope you sleep well. Aunt Joyce, your mother is telling a very different version of events. I'd like to hear your side. Uncle Tom, I'm sorry I believed her without checking with you first. I showed Rachel. She scrolled through, her expression unreadable. Want to respond? She asked. To Aunt Joyce and Uncle Tom, yes, I said. To Mom and Melissa, no? I typed quickly. Aunt Joyce, Uncle Tom, the facts are simple. My parents gave Melissa $47,000 over 8 years for 3 failed businesses. They gave me nothing. My in-laws gave me an investment account 8 years ago. It's grown to $340,000 through professional management. Mom decided it should now fund Melissa's 4th business venture. We declined. That's the entire story. I hit send, then blocked Mom and Melissa's numbers. Brutal, Rachel observed. Honest, I corrected. We boarded our flight. For 2 weeks, we explored Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. We ate incredible food, soaked in hot springs, and didn't discuss investment portfolios or family drama. It was blissful. We returned home to Seattle on a Wednesday. Our apartment, a 2-bedroom in Capitol Hill that we bought with a down payment from the portfolio, had a stack of mail waiting. 3 letters from attorneys, all representing Mom. Rachel opened them methodically. She's suing for a portion of the portfolio. Claims it was a gift to the Chun family broadly, not specifically to you. Can she do that? I asked. She can file a lawsuit, Rachel said. Winning it is another matter entirely. Richard documented everything. The gift was made directly to you in your name, with no mention of your mother or sister. She has no case, but she's going to try. She's going to waste money trying, Rachel corrected. Which is ironic considering she's claiming she needs money. We called Richard. He was unsurprised. I expected this, he said. I've already spoken with our attorneys. They're prepared to defend aggressively. This is a frivolous lawsuit, and we'll make sure it's dismissed quickly. Won't that be expensive? I asked. We're covering the legal fees, Richard said. This is our fight as much as yours. We gave you that gift freely. We're not letting your mother twist it into something it isn't. The lawsuit was indeed frivolous. Richard's attorneys filed a motion to dismiss within 2 weeks. The motion included *original gift documentation showing the portfolio was established in my name only. *account statements showing I'd been the sole account holder for 8 years. *email correspondence showing Mom had no knowledge of the account until 6 months before the wedding. Richard's written statement about Mom's phone call requesting family investment opportunities, *. The recording of Mom telling Uncle Tom that I was donating the money. The judge dismissed the case in 45 minutes. Mom's attorney withdrew immediately after. According to court records, Mom had already paid him $8,000 in retainer fees. Money she claimed not to have. The harassment continued in other forms. Melissa started a GoFundMe for her struggling business. The description painted me as a wealthy, selfish brother who'd abandoned her in her time of need. My brother inherited a massive investment portfolio and refuses to help his own sister save her business. I'm facing bankruptcy and homelessness while he lives in luxury. Please help me survive. It raised $347 in 3 weeks before GoFundMe removed it for violating their terms of service against misrepresentation. Mom started showing up at my office. I was a product manager at a tech company downtown. She'd appear in the lobby, crying, asking the receptionist to tell me she was there. Security escorted her out 4 times before I filed a formal trespassing notice. Rachel handled it with her usual precision. She sent a cease and desist letter to both Mom and Melissa. Clear, legal, unambiguous. No contact, no appearances at our home or workplaces, no social media posts about us. They ignored it. So we filed for a restraining order. The hearing was 3 weeks later. Mom showed up with Melissa and a new attorney, a woman named Sandra Pierce who looked like she regretted taking this case. The judge was a man in his 60s named Harold Brooks. He reviewed our evidence, the security footage of Mom at my office, screenshots of Melissa's social media posts, copies of the hundreds of text messages and emails. Mrs. Chun, Judge Brooks said, looking at my mother, can you explain why you contacted your son over 200 times in 6 weeks, despite his explicit requests to stop?
He's my son, Mom said. Her voice trembled.
I just want to talk to him. About what, specifically? Silence. Mrs. Cheen? Judge Brooks prompted. About the investment money, Mom admitted quietly. He has so much, and Melissa has nothing. It's not fair. Life isn't fair, Judge Brooks said. But that doesn't give you the right to harass people. The investment portfolio belongs to your son. It was a gift from his in-laws. You have no legal claim to it. But family should help family. Family should respect boundaries, Judge Brooks interrupted. Which you've repeatedly refused to do.
He signed the order, restraining order granted.
Margaret and Melissa Chun are prohibited from contacting David or Rachel Chun by any means. They are prohibited from coming within 500 feet of the Chun residence or workplaces. Violation will result in arrest. Mom started crying. Melissa put her arm around her. This is what you wanted? Melissa asked me. To have your own mother served with a restraining order? I wanted you to respect my boundaries, I said. You chose this. 6 months passed. The restraining order held. Mom and Melissa stayed away. Rachel and I settled into married life. We used some of the portfolio to pay off her student loans. We invested the rest in a diversified strategy Richard helped us design. Then my cousin Amy called. She was 28, Aunt Joyce's daughter, and had always been the family peacemaker. I wanted to give you a heads up, Amy said. Melissa's telling everyone you stole the investment money from your parents. What? She's saying that your parents set up the account for both of you. And you manipulated Richard and Patricia into transferring it all to your name, Amy explained. Some people believe her. That's completely false, I said. My parents never gave me any money. The portfolio was a gift from Rachel's parents to me. I know, Amy said. But Melissa's convincing. She has sympathy on her side, the struggling sister versus the wealthy brother. It's playing well on social media, I showed Rachel. She made one phone call. Richard released a public statement the next day, to clarify recent misinformation. The investment portfolio established in 2016 was a graduation gift from Patricia and myself to our son-in-law, David Chun. The gift was made exclusively to David, with no involvement from or commitment to the Chun family. David's parents did not contribute to, establish, or have any claim on this account. Any statements to the contrary are false. The statement was clinical, factual, and devastating to Melissa's narrative. Half the family apologized to me. The other half went silent. Melissa deleted her social media accounts. A year after our wedding, Rachel got pregnant. We told Richard and Patricia over dinner. They were overjoyed. The first grandchild, Patricia said, her eyes wet. We're so happy for you. We're using part of the portfolio for a college fund, I said. Want to start early? Smart, Richard approved. I'll help you set up a 529 plan. We didn't tell my family. They found out through Facebook when Rachel posted at 20 weeks. Amy texted, "Congratulations. How exciting." I replied, "Thanks, we're thrilled. No one else reached out." Not Mom, not Melissa, not most of my aunts and uncles. I told myself I didn't care. Mostly, I meant it. Our son was born in March. We named him Richard Thomas Chun, after both grandfathers. Richard and Patricia were at the hospital within an hour, crying with joy as they held their grandson. "He's perfect," Richard whispered. "Just like his parents," Patricia added, squeezing Rachel's hand. We brought Richard home to our apartment 3 days later. The apartment we'd bought with money from the portfolio. The safe, beautiful home we'd built for our family. Mom and Melissa never met him. The restraining order ensured that. Sometimes I felt guilty about that. Then I remembered Mom announcing that she was taking my money. I remembered Melissa's GoFundMe calling me selfish. I remembered 200 harassing messages and 4 security escorts. The guilt faded quickly. 2 years after the wedding, Melissa's business finally closed. According to Amy, she got a job as a marketing manager at a consulting firm. "She seems better," Amy told me over coffee. "More stable. She's in therapy working on herself." "That's good," I said. "And I meant it." "She asked about you," Amy said carefully. "Asked if you were happy. What did you tell her?" "I told her you were thriving," Amy said. "Beautiful family, successful career, happy marriage." I asked if she wanted me to pass along a message. "What did she say?" "She said no," Amy replied. "Said she'd caused enough damage. That she hoped someday you might forgive her. But she understood if you didn't." I thought about that for a long time. Forgiveness was possible, maybe. Eventually. But restoration? Trust? That ship had sailed. "If she reaches out," I said finally, "tell her I'm open to a conversation. One conversation, with clear boundaries. But I'm not open to a relationship that requires me to fund her life or accept harassment." "Fair," Amy said. Melissa never reached out. 5 years after our wedding, the portfolio had grown to $520,000. We'd used portions for Richard's college fund, for a down payment on a house, for Rachel's law school loans. Richard and Patricia helped us manage it carefully, strategically. Every decision was intentional. We hosted Thanksgiving at our new house that year. Richard and Patricia, Rachel's brother and his family, Amy and her husband, no one from my immediate family. By choice, as we cleaned up after dinner, Rachel found me in the kitchen. "You okay?" she asked. "I'm great," I said. "This house, our son, your family, our family. It's everything I wanted. No regrets?" "About the portfolio? About the boundaries? About cutting off people who demanded rather than respected?" I shook my head. "Not one regret." Rachel kissed me. "Good, because that portfolio isn't just money. It's proof that someone believed in you. That someone gave you something with no strings attached. That's rare." She was right. Richard and Patricia had given me more than money. They'd given me an example of what family could be, supportive without being controlling, generous without expecting returns, loving without conditions. My mother had tried to take that. Had announced at my wedding that she was redistributing my assets according to her sense of fairness. But we'd protected it, we'd built a life around it. And we'd never once regretted choosing our peace over their demands. The investment portfolio was worth over $500,000. But the boundaries that protected it? Those were priceless.